months to go soon. Amazing how time flies, right? But we have been meeting every Monday and Thursday, thanks to the Mind Story team. And thank you everyone for joining. Today we have Monk Daniel as our teaching monk. We will have some Dharma talk, followed by meditation and by Q&A. So before we start the session, let's pay our respect to Monk Daniel by putting our hands together and let's bow 3 times. First bow, second bow, and third bow. I wish everyone have a good session. Can I pass the session back to Monk Daniel?
Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone around the world from Mind Stories. It's always good to see each other in the beginning of the week. And even though it's the end of the month, it's also a good opportunity as we go into the new month, new week, to, come back and check ourselves how we're feeling so we can continue increasing our positivity, increasing our happiness going into the new week and most importantly, the new month. So I hope everyone looks forward to Monday more than in the past. Sometimes we don't always look forward to Mondays because we have to go back to work. We have to go back to our daily life that maybe it's not as peaceful as we would like. But luckily for us, we have this space where we can come and prepare ourselves for the new week, the new month. And, ideally, I'm just here to remind you to come and meditate. But also, whether it's Monday or not, please take the time to start with your meditation first, any day of the week, anytime, anywhere you can meditate. So just to remind yourself. And, the Mind Stories team will always be here for you on Monday and Thursday to remind you, as Yo mentioned, that we have not only is it the end of the month, but for Buddhism, we have a special period of time for monks is when we enter the rainy retreat. And this originates from the Buddha in the past. In India, it'll be the rainy season, which usually lasts for 3 months. So it's part of the rule that he put in place for the monks that we have to stay somewhere for 3 months during this period of time. And it's a time where we have to cultivate ourselves for something. It's kind of like a New Year's resolution, but for 3 months. What are you going to improve? Because we have the rule that we have to follow that we can't travel anywhere, we can't go anywhere, otherwise we break the commitment. So it's a 3-month commitment of staying in one place. And ideally it's supposed to practice meditation more deeply. And also in our temple, it's a tradition to kind of, this will be going into my 12th rainy retreat, so like 12 years. So every year we have like a new goal that we can put for yourself. What are you going to do in these 3 months to improve yourself or to cultivate something new that maybe you still need to work on? And this is something that we celebrate together as a community, or we do it not just monks. So in our temple, we encourage everyone to, to also go into your own mini rainy retreat where, okay, what are these 3 months that I want to make a commitment to? Like, for example, I'm going to meditate every day for these 3 months. That's my first goal, for example. Or like, you're not going to go to sleep late, for example, try to wake up early, or whatever simple goal that you want to. It can be one goal, it can be whatever you would like. And so for me, like, we always have like a new goal that we want to achieve. So for me, it's like, okay, what have I been lacking in the past year that we've been before this rainy retreat? And then I would put the goal, like, for example, I have the bare minimum to meditate at least 5 hours, for example, but I want to increase it to 6 or 7 a day, and then that will help you to make that commitment for these 3 months. So this is a fun little thing that you can do. Maybe you can take a moment to think about it if you would like, and practice along. Well, okay, this month, these 3 months, I will try to join Mind Stories every Monday, for example, or every Thursday, whatever day. Okay. And this also connects what I wanted to talk about today, because I'm sure we've all seen this example, but I think it's very important. When we have a jar and we want to fit everything inside of it, there's an order that you need to do it, right? And this is very true with life. We can't always fit everything we want to do into our busy day. We only have 24 hours. So how are we going to fit, sleep, exercise, time to eat, work, time to improve yourself, time to learn, whatever it is? We don't have enough time for everything that we want to do. It's true. But we need to make time for the things that we always make time for the things that we love. It's not like no matter how busy we are, how tired we are, if we love something or someone, we make time, right? So this is something that we have to set our priorities straight. Otherwise, you have a million things to do, but if you don't set your priorities straight, then you try to cram everything into the jar and nothing fits. Or you fit some things, but you forget some other things, and then you're in trouble, right? So it's like the old question, like if you're gonna fill up the jar, what do you put in first, right? If you want to put in all the rocks and all the sand, there's a certain order we need to put it in, right? If you put in the sand first and then you try to fit in the rocks, it's not going to happen, right? You need to put in the rocks first and then pour the sand in, and then you can fit everything into the jar. So our life is very similar to that we have to know what should we put first. The big things we need to put first, and then the small things will also be able to be fit together as well. So we need to know what is the small thing and what is the important thing, and what do we put first. And that can be very challenging as we navigate life and we get busy. We kind of forget what is important, right? Or sometimes we know it's important, but we get caught up with all the other things that we forget to also take care of the big things. So hopefully, as we join Mind Stories, we're starting to learn that one of the biggest things that we need to take care of is ourself first, our mind. And I want you to get that habit of looking after yourself first, not in a selfish sense, but it's actually beneficial for not only yourself, but for everyone around you, right? If you are happy, if you have a positive mind, that positivity, if we go back to the jar, if your mind is empty, there's no happiness in it, there's no love in it, there's no compassion in it, there's no positivity in it, how are you going to share it, right? How are you going to give it to someone, right? How are you going to be a positive person in the workplace? How are you going to be a positive person to your family, to your friends, to anyone, to yourself, right? If your mind is empty, meaning empty in positivity, empty in happiness, empty in all those good qualities. So every time we put ourselves first by taking the time to meditate, to fill ourselves up with happiness, with peacefulness, with everything that comes from a mind that is in the right place, then we'll be able to pour out that positivity and happiness into our work, into our relationships, into everything that we care about as well. So starting from yourself, or starting from taking care of yourself first, is not being selfish. Self-care is not being selfish. So don't think that you're being, taking time for yourself first seems like we're trained to think that we need to, and maybe in society we seem like that, oh, if I put myself first, then, I'm not being good daughter, good son, good father, good mother, whatever it is, right? We have to put our kids first, we have to put our work first, we have to put everything first. Try putting yourself first, and everything else, I say this often, but I really believe it, is that if your mind is in the right place, the rest of your life is going to fall into place. So most people, we start from everything around us rather than starting from inside. We always try to organize the things outside of us and around us, and we forget to organize the first thing is our mind and ourself. So start from yourself and love yourself first, and the rest will follow. fill yourself up with happiness first, fill yourself up with at least peace and calm first. Okay, maybe the true happiness of meditation, we may have started to taste it yet and experience it yet, but at the bare minimum, at least you can feel neutral and calm, right? And that is so important, because with calmness comes clarity. If you don't have calmness, it's very hard to have clarity and understanding and a clear perspective of what to do for yourself and for others. So I also like this example a lot, like a bird sitting on a tree is not afraid of the branch breaking because its trust is not on the branch, but on its wings. So it's kind of like in life, if we rely on things on the outside, like this branch, if the bird relies on the branch never breaking, when it does break, it's gonna fall and get into trouble, right? But if the bird relies on itself being able to fly, knows how to fly, if the branch breaks, there's no problem because it can fly and go to a new branch or fly to somewhere else where it's safe or where it can rest, right? So we need to make sure that we can keep our mind happy and calm, trust in ourselves rather than trust in the outside, whether it's people, whether it's our current situation. Everything can change in a blink of an eye. Your career, even the people we love around us, they can't stay with us all the time. But the person that you're with the whole time is yourself. So we need to trust in ourselves and take care of ourselves, take care of our mind, because when a situation happens that we can't control outside of us, the thing that's going to get you out of that situation is yourself first. You can't always rely on someone on the outside. You can't rely on the miracle to come from the outside. I want you to remind yourself that you have the miracle on the inside when you meditate. When you take the time, you have so much unlimited power and potential that's inside of you if you can just take the time to calm your mind, take the time to relax your mind. You may find that you do have wings. You can rise above the situation. You can rise above the obstacle. But it's very hard to do that if your mind is not happy, not calm, not in a good place, right? So start from yourself and don't rely on the branch never breaking, because when it does break, we're going to be in trouble. But if we rely on maintaining our mind every day, whatever happens, it's okay. We can overcome it. So it's very important that when we meditate, we keep ourselves charged with happiness, with that inner power, with that pure energy that comes from, the Buddha mentioned it is when the mind is still, there's no other happiness that surpasses the stillness of the mind. And we may not fully understand that statement yet, but as we practice more and more, we'll start to understand that, we all have a superpower. We all have a source of positivity inside of us that we can access. And the more we practice our meditation, the more we'll understand this, that, I do have a miracle inside of us. I really like the phrase in Christianity as well, that the kingdom of heaven is inside. And I was like, yeah, it's very true, that you have a vast amount of positivity inside of you. And humans don't realize that. And we usually rely on outside things to help us, whether it's other people, other situations. But I just want to remind you that you also have a miracle inside. Take the time to still your mind, take the time to relax, and you can access that. And when we meditate, we get that positivity from inside. And when you have that positive energy inside, it's like an energy. Whatever you plug yourself into, it's going to be successful. If you don't have the right charge, the right amount of energy, you can't even plug yourself into anything, it's not going to be successful. So if you have a full charge of positivity, depending on how strong your mind and how positive your mind is at that moment, the better that situation, the better the choice, whatever it is going to be powered by how strong your positivity is inside, your happiness. So this connects to Longpu saying, Longpu, one of the great masters in our tradition, he said that stop is the key to success, meaning that stopping and stilling your mind is the key to success. So what he means by that is if you stop and still the mind, it's like charging your mind, filling it up with positivity. And now that you have that full charge, whatever you plug yourself into, it's going to be successful. The chance of it being successful gets higher and higher and higher from that stillness of mind. So hopefully I can convince you that going into this 3 months or going from now, that you try to, day by day, try to meditate every day, try to keep yourself charged, keep yourself happy, and you'll see that when your mind is in the right place, the rest of your life will fall into place. And the place that you need to bring your mind to is inside, into the present. And as we relax and we release, we're able to open that present, open that happiness that's inside of you. So let's take some time to do that. And then if you have any questions or you would like to share your experience today or from the past, we can do that after the meditation. So like always, I would like to invite us all to take the time to meditate together. And before we start, please take the time to adjust your body, get relaxed, and then we can start the meditation together. So now it's the perfect opportunity for us to take the time to relax, take the time to rest. There's no need to hurry into the meditation. Take it easy, take it slow. So a key element of meditation starts by relaxation. So let's take the time to adjust our body to be relaxed. Finding a comfortable and relaxing position. As we slowly and gently, naturally close our eyes. And continuing to relax and release every part of our body. Making sure that our body and the position that we're sitting in is comfortable. Because this will be the foundation that will help the rest of our meditation to be stable and deep. We should treat every meditation like a time to relax, a time to rest. Because in order to let go, we need to release and we need to relax. So actually the process of the meditation has already begun. As we continue to relax and release every muscle. We already started the process of letting go. We already started our meditation. So relax and release. Breathing in deeply and exhaling slowly a few times. Allowing the relaxation from our breath to to relax and release, to ease and massage, to soothe and coax all our muscles. We can follow our breath every time we breathe in, feeling the relaxation as it enters our lungs, and allowing that relaxation to spread to every corner, to every part of our body. As we breathe out, release all the tension, all the tightness, leaving us only with relaxation inside of us. Like a cloud, like a blanket, covering us, making us feel warm, comfortable, relaxed. You may notice that as we relax our body, it will begin to help us to let go physically. And it will also help us mentally. Now all we need to do is to relax and release our mind. Bring our mind to the present, free from the past that we can't change, and free from the future bring our mind to where we feel comfortable and relaxed. Allow yourself to let go just for a moment. As if we're going on vacation, we don't need to pack anything or bring anything with us. All we need is our body and our mind to be relaxed. To help us stay in the present, to help us stay free from any worries or distractions. We can choose a method that helps us to stay mindful and relaxed, that feels easy and natural. For some of us, that may be to repeat the mantra, Samma Araham, Samma Araham, Samma Araham. Or for some of us, it may be easy to visualize the sun, the moon, a crystal sphere, something that we're familiar with, that's simple and natural. We can imagine it anywhere, in any way we like. It can be small, it can be big. Don't worry about the clarity, but try to feel rather than see the image. As our mind becomes more calm and still, the image will get clear on its own. Whether it's the sun, the moon, the crystal sphere, we can imagine in a way where we can feel it. example, we can imagine the crystal sphere round and smooth, cool like an ice cube. We can feel the smoothness of the sphere and the aura of coolness radiating off of it. Almost like the mist that we feel when we get close to a waterfall. And we can imagine that image inside of us, in front of us, in our hand, however we like. Whether we use the mantra or the visualization, or even both, the key is to follow what makes you feel conscious and calm. Helps you to stay mindful and relaxed at the same time. We need to trust and listen to how we feel. If our mind is becoming more calm and relaxed, it feels easier and easier. We know we've chosen the right method for us. And just continue to follow what makes you feel comfortable, calm and relaxed. We need to be a good observer, observing how we feel physically and mentally, and reacting correctly. When we feel calm and relaxed, and we feel that we can let go of everything, the mantra, the visualization, we can do exactly that. Just let go and enjoy that stillness. Or for some of us, that stillness is still getting distracted. And that's okay. We can just use the mantra and the visualization to help us, to keep us in the present, to protect us from wandering or getting distracted. The key is to stay in balance, relaxing and releasing, being mindful and relaxed, where our mind's not too tight or too loose, but we feel for ourselves that it's comfortable, calming. Physically and mentally we feel okay, and we enjoy that feeling. But at any moment where we feel that we need to adjust, or that balance is off, it's okay to adjust. If physically we're uncomfortable, we can gently adjust. We can move to regain that balance of comfort again. If the visualization disappears or we forget to use the mantra, we find ourselves wandering or distracted, it's okay. Just go back and gently bring our mind back with the visualization, with the mantra again. Every journey in life We need to take a break sometimes. We need to readjust. But the key thing is we keep going. And eventually we'll get to the destination. In meditation, it's the same. When we readjust, it doesn't mean we're starting over again. It just means we're taking a moment to rebalance ourselves. And when we are ready, we can continue our journey. The distance traveled doesn't just disappear. So please don't be scared or worried or frustrated. Readjust as many times as you need. Because every moment that you come back in balance, even for a second, those moments will add up. The distance will add up. And every moment that your mind is in balance, where you feel relaxed, feel peaceful, feel calm, our mind is becoming more positive, more clear and bright, automatically and naturally. And before we know it, we'll get to the destination. The destination of true happiness. The happiness that we have all inside of us right now. It's always been there. Like the sun, like the moon. No matter where we're from, we'll be able to see and experience the moon and the sun. We just need to wait for the right time, the right phase. The true happiness inside of you is the same. As we relax and release, the clouds in our mind will disappear. The darkness in our mind will disappear. And we'll start to feel and see what's already inside of us. So we have everything we need right now, as long as we relax and release both our mind and our body together. So let's take the time to enjoy this relaxation together. Allowing our mind to get that moment of stillness. And let's collect those moments. Even if it's just one moment. It only takes a small amount of brightness to light up the darkness. So let's take that time together to enjoy the rest of the meditation in silence. ชีกันังจะยังพลังอรหันตานาเตชีระคังพันธามิสัพพโสสัพพพุทธานุภาเวนะสัพพธัมมานุภาเวนะสัพพสังฆานุภาเวนะสัทธาโสธีภวันตุเต by the positivity generated in this meditation. May that positivity bless our life in every way. And when we are ready, we may slowly and gently open our eyes. Welcome back, everyone. And as we're waiting for everyone to come back, let's take a moment to pass the mic back to our lovely moderator, Miss Yo, today.
Thank you, Mom Daniel. I hope everyone had a relaxed session and ready for our photo taking session. Can you switch on your camera so that we can take a good family photo together? To stay relaxed, stay happy, show your big smile. Let's have a good photo today on last day of July. Smile. So many pretty faces. Smile. Keep smiling. Okay, I think the photo has been taken. The next session, we have Q&A. So if you have any questions, feel free to type in the chat box so that Mom Daniel could help us out. And you could also share your meditation experience in the chat box. And one more thing I forgot to ask at the beginning. I see quite a number of new names. If you are new to the session today, kindly introduce yourself and let us know which country are you from. Thank you. May I pass the session back to Mom Daniel?
Okay, I hope everyone had a good moment of peacefulness and silence, even though it can be short or long, but as long as it's somewhere on the scale or maybe even off of the scale, it's okay. So please take a moment to give yourself a small evaluation so you can see where you're at. And as long as we're somewhere, we can improve from there. So it's a good start. And every meditation is a step in the right direction for your mind. So from Manish, 5, Mark, 4, Vanessa, I have to get back to work sadly. Thank you so much. Feeling good. Okay. Even though it's a good example for Vanessa, even though she has work, but she took a moment to come and center herself and meditate first. So hopefully everyone takes that as an example too. That, you know, how busy we are, sometimes we just have to pause everything for a moment and take care of your mind, then go back to what we need to do. From Hazel, 4. From Elsa, 4. Wow, very good. Yes, welcome all new members. I see some new people, as well as I think I saw a message earlier from Australia, from Liz. So it's good to hear from everyone that you've been listening to our meditations, even though it wasn't live. But like as you mentioned, maybe in the future we can do live at different times, but we'll have to see with the team. But luckily all the sessions are recorded, so if anyone can't, you know, come in live, at least we have the recordings you can always listen to on Facebook, on YouTube, and as well as the Mind Stories app. From Sam, 4.5, Lee, Shu, 3, Edwin, 4, Janet, 4, Vanessa, 3.8. Wow. So even in the middle of work. Jesse, 4, Isa, 3, Lin, 3, Joy. Wow. Okay, looks like everyone is doing very well. At least get some moments of stillness, some moments of happiness. So if you'd like to expand on the number a little bit and share in more detail, please feel free. It can be inspiration for everyone else, as well as just to, if I can help you out as well, give you some advice or just to keep going. Because I know sometimes we have a new experience or a different sensation, and the reason why it happened is because your mind was still. And sometimes to keep your mind still, you need to have confidence that what you're doing is correct, right? If you have the confidence that what you're doing is correct, you can continue to still your mind and get even deeper experience. From Vanessa, great to see you all, Monk Daniel and Mind Stories team, thank you. Hey, Marky. So thank you, everyone. It's good to see you as well, and good to see everyone new as well. And I hope you continue to keep coming and keep practicing their meditation. From Elsa, thank you. Every day my concentration is better, my feeling is good. Yes, Elsa is our true fan, always here every session. So even her practicing every day, it gets better and better. And it's very true in meditation, you know, the more you practice, the good feeling you have now, you know, we said we felt like a 3, we felt like a 4, we felt like a 5. If you practice more and more, the 3 you feel now, there's an even better sensation you can feel. That's the wonderful thing about meditation. It's not like your favorite meal. You eat it one time, it tastes delicious. You eat it on the second time, it tastes delicious. But if you keep eating that same delicious meal over and over, it may start to feel not as fulfilling as it did in the past. Especially if it's in the same sitting. You eat, you know, 1 serving, 2nd serving, 3rd serving, you start to get full and the happiness starts to go down, even though it's the same food. But in meditation, it's the opposite. If you practice more and more, the more servings you have, the more fulfilling it's going to be. And the taste you feel now, or the taste that you have now, it's only going to get even more delicious the more you practice. So I hope everyone keeps going. From Asa, how many times a day do we have to meditate? Great question. Ideally 2 times a day. If you would ask my master, it's 2 times a day, your eyes open and your eyes closed. But, you know, to get to that point, we have to start from baby steps. So ideally, in the morning and at night, I would recommend to start out, because, you know, you should start your day peaceful and calm, and you should end your day peaceful and calm. And I think it's a good starting point that, you know, when you wake up, instead of rushing to go do something, the first thing you should do is take care of your mind. And you may notice that in the mornings are very easy for us because our mind's pretty clear. You haven't, you know, talked to anyone, done anything yet. So the only obstacle really is going back to sleep, because you sit up to meditate and you feel relaxed and then you may fall asleep again. But if you're worried about that, you can wake up and set an alarm. Okay, maybe I'll sit for like 5 minutes before I, you know, get ready for the day. And that's a good starting point. And also at night, before you go to sleep, it can actually help you to sleep easier. And, you know, if you find yourself, it's a bad habit that I see, and I was guilty of this as well as a teenager and in a young adult as well, is especially with our phones. Sometimes we bring that to bed and then we're just scrolling until we fall asleep, which is a horrible habit. And then eventually you're gonna sleep later and later. So instead of doing that, instead of scrolling your phone and checking your messages or watching this or that, take a moment to sit up and meditate and let go of everything, calm your mind down. You can just meditate until you feel sleepy and then go to sleep. So a good time, in the morning and nighttime, I recommend starting. And yes, good to see you again. I also miss Bai. I hope anyone here has the opportunity to go to Bai. Bai is a meditation center in northern Thailand. So anyone interested, you can Google it. Bai International Meditation Center. And if you have the opportunity, yes, please take a moment to go there, and maybe you can see each other in person, as well as the other monks. There's monks there full time as well. So, um, from Marky Mark, thank you so much, Monk Daniel, for the guided session today. I had a very deep meditation this session and feel very refreshed right now. I use the mantra throughout and occasionally visualize the bright sun. I feel that my state almost became dreamlike with lots of random images appearing throughout, but then I would bring myself back to the mantra and my inner focus on within. What is interesting that the time shot by, it felt like 10 minutes, then half an hour, sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Exactly. If we meditate and we get into the zone, a good way to measure for anyone listening or may have this experience already or may have it in the future, if you feel that the time goes by quickly and you are aware that you didn't fall asleep, right? You were just in the zone, you felt great, and when you wake up, you don't wake up. When you get out of the meditation, it's like waking up in the sense that you feel refreshed. And a good way to check is if you wake up and if you get out of the meditation, you feel like you're waking up like, oh, where am I? Okay, maybe we fell asleep a little bit, and that's okay. But a different feeling is you get out of the meditation and you also feel like you're waking up, but it's like you're coming out of a state of where you feel refreshed, you feel alert, and you felt you had a good sleep, but it was a different kind of sleep, a different kind of rest. So it's a difference between going to sleep, but getting a good meditation, like in this sense where you come out of it and you feel refreshed and you feel like the time went quickly, even though it was a long time, but you may felt like it was 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 2 minutes. So it's a very good start and a very good way to measure your meditation. And also, like Mark mentioned, that if you have he occasionally visualized and sometimes he used the mantra. So the thing is, we need to be aware of what to use at the right moment and what works for us at that moment, which will change throughout the meditation. It's not always going to be the mantra. It's not always going to be the visualization. So the thing is, we have to know when to adapt and what to balance and what to use, and trust in how you're feeling. So if you feel that you're distracted, it's probably not the best option to do nothing. Try to use the visualization, try to use the mantra to bring you back. But if you already feel calm, you already feel peaceful, you already feel good, you don't need to use the mantra. You don't need to use the visualization. You can just observe and just let go of everything. So this is like what makes you a good meditator, is adapting and adjusting to how you feel at that moment. That's the key concept. At that moment, it changes. In the beginning, we needed the mantra to calm down, right? For example, or like I mentioned, the meditating in the morning. When you wake up in the morning, you don't really need the mantra visualization. You can kind of just relax because your mind's very empty, right? So there's no very fixed, meditation is not a fixed thing where you have to do this or do that all the time. You have to apply how you feel, and it's like a formula. How do you feel at that moment, and what can I change to make the formula come back to stillness? Okay, so there's different variables, but we can adjust to what is that moment. Do I feel too tense? I need to relax more. Do I feel too comfortable, too loose? Then I need to put some more mindfulness. So it's a balance between those. So hopefully we'll get the hang of it, and I know you will as you practice more and more, because you're observing yourself more and more. As you observe yourself more and more, you're more in tune to how you feel and what you're thinking and how much you think, and it's gonna get easier and easier. From Hazel, a very relaxing session, although reset once, had some dreams but forgot about it overall. Feel happier now. Very good, Hazel, very good. Resetting once is okay, that's actually very little, so it's good. And yeah, exactly, if you feel like you're daydreaming or you feel like you're dreaming a little bit, it's usually because we're a little bit too relaxed and we need to come back and bring some mindfulness in, so but it's okay. Is there any meditation techniques available, or can you suggest which may be easier? Is there any other meditation techniques available, or can you suggest which may be easy for me? There's a lot of meditation techniques. The Buddha gave like 40 different techniques, but to simplify it, it really falls into three categories. It's visualization, it's using a mantra, or it's doing nothing and just relaxing. It's three ways. So we can do either of those three ways, or if you have another method that you've heard before, following your breath, focusing on the rising and falling of your stomach, for example, visualizing or contemplating the body and its impermanence. There's all these different methods, but the key is what method helps you to stay mindful but also relaxed. This is very important that people kind of skip out. They have the mindfulness thing down, but they forget that you also need to be relaxed. Meaning you can't really, you may notice that if you visualize too hard, like you try to make the image clear, it doesn't feel relaxing. It doesn't feel natural. So we shouldn't do it like the way, for example. We need to use the method that feels relaxing and feels calming as well. So there's no, the only like wrong method is the method that where you don't feel relaxed as well. So try to feel mindful and relaxed. If you feel both of those when you're using a method, then you know it will take you in the right direction. Okay. So I think that's all the comments and questions for today. So thank you everyone for sharing. As hopefully, every time we share a good experience, or even maybe not as smooth as the experience that you may hope for, is very good, because for the good experiences, you can be inspiration for the other people listening that, oh, this happiness and this relaxation that people get from meditation is real. And then that can inspire them to want to keep meditating, keep improving. And when they meditate well and they feel positive, they feel good, you are, you're like the seed. You're like the person who planted that happiness in them. And when they meditate well, feel good, that positivity will come back to you as well. Is it recommended in meditation to close your eyes? You can do it with your eyes open, but you can also, ideally, if you want to go deeper and easier, I'll recommend closing your eyes when you really want to get into a deeper meditation. And as we practice more and more, it'll be easier to kind of maintain that meditation state with your eyes open, where you can do 2 in 1, when you're moving, but your mind is still and still going inside. But for now, we can focus on the closing your eyes first. And as you practice more and more, you can do it with your eyes open as well. Like, you may have heard about walking meditation, right? So you can also do it walking. You can also do it doing it with other things with your eyes open. But for now, I would recommend to practice the closed eyes meditation when you have the time to do it. And that can help you to get deeper. Because of course, it's one sense that we're cutting off, right? We get distracted from our 5 senses. So if we can close one sense, it's at least one. Now we're only fighting with 4. So we can still our mind easier. Okay. So thank you everyone, and I hope to see you next Monday and also this following Thursday, as well as continuing into the next month. And I hope everyone, if you feel happy and relaxed now, please spread that positivity and invite your friends and your family or anyone who's interested as well to come meditate together. And we can help not only yourself, but also help others, to also get relaxed and get peaceful like how you feel now. So thank you everyone, and please continue to have a peaceful, relaxing, and healthy rest of the week. And we'll see each other next Monday.
Thank you, Monk Daniel, for the great guidance today, and also the valuable advice. So stay relaxed and have more mindfulness. And thank you everyone for joining, and also staying till the session is over. Please bring more friends to come and join us this coming Thursday. And before we end the session, let's pay our respect to Monk Daniel by bowing 3 times. First bow, second bow, third bow.
May the positivity from this meditation, all the positivity that you have done until now, whether it's with your mind, with your speech, with your action, may all that positivity bless you and your family and everything you do, keeping you healthy of both body and mind, being able to overcome any obstacle in your life. and most importantly, may be able to maintain the positivity of mind, cultivate your meditation deeper, and access the true happiness, the true positivity within you easier and quickly until you attain the utmost of happiness within you very soon.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you, Monk Daniel. Thank you, everyone. Have a great week. See you. Bye-bye. Sleep well and start the day well. Bye.
Hello.